Hi, welcome back to OD YouTube channel. Today we are here for another unboxing, and yes, it is a Kaweco unboxing, so I am really excited as usual, as you already know. So I have here my Victorinox Luxe Pioneer from 2017, and it is a green knife, and I think it is aluminum green knife. I think it's the right thing for this unboxing. So first of all, let me thank Kaweco so much for sending me these even before the release. So let's see. Okay, so the box is open. I know that I'm never good at opening these boxes in a way that I can reuse them for something, so it is kind of not completely ruined. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's see what we have here. So, Kaweco sent me. This was packaged by Nicole with this nice postcard, and there we have my the invoice with the items that are inside the list of items that I will show you. Maybe you've seen my address here, that I usually don't like to show it. Don't worry that much, it's not that private, it's my work address, so not my home address. This is the sticker for the usual Kaweco sticker, and then we have this nice package with the black silk paper. And let's open it. I know that I'm not those kind of YouTubers that unbox beautiful boxes, but this one is beautiful. So let's see. We have the larger sticker here. You may see this is a bigger one. Also this postcard that I really find interesting, have lots of those already. And then we have 3 items here. The box with the new Kaweco collection, this kind of a tube with the new Kaweco Piston Sport, and the new converter. Okay, so let's see all these. I know this is very nice for some nice shots. Someday I should start making some kind of a B-roll and making more interesting videos, but to do that, sorry, I'm just adjusting the light here. To do that, I need to study a lot more about the software of editing, and I don't know that much. That's a future issue. So, 3 items here from Kaweco. Again, thank you so much, Kaweco, for sending me these. I will leave links below, usually for Kaweco online store and also for the Apple Home store, where I have my affiliate account, where you can help me if you buy from there. So we'll see what we have here. I will just zoom in a little bit like that, and now let me show you. So we will start. I have a box full of stuff that I want to compare with. I guess you saw, it's a crazy thing. Very big, lots of stuff. First I want to talk to you about these little converters. I think you saw them. I want to make a review about them one day, or a comparison, and I will do that not today, but I want to just show you a little bit. So what do we have here? We have, usually for Kaweco Sport pens and for Lilliput, and let me bring a Lilliput and a Sport to the table. Usually you will need to have a short converter. The large regular size converter wouldn't fit, so you need to have a short one. From the short converters you can fit, so let me open this. You can fit inside the Kaweco Sport cartridge, or all these 3 converters. Inside of the Lilliput you can fit a cartridge, or you can fit this converter because it will fit the length of the pen, although it already presses the tip of the pen, so you may have some potential leakage of ink because it will press down. But even worse than those is this, because you have this piston. I hope you are seeing that. Lots of noise outside. Some emergency cars, so I hope you can't hear that on video, and I hope there's nothing serious happening. And this one you can also screw, but when you put this and you take it out, you see it pressed ink. So actually this one kind of fits. The squeeze one, I don't think it's made anymore, but it can be a little bit pressed, so expect some ink to burp out of the nib. And this one, when you put it, it will really get a lot of the piston depressed and ink will spill out. So that's a problem. And to address that problem, which doesn't happen with the Sport model, Kaweco came with recently this very small converter that you can put here, and you'll see if you put the barrel, it will fit the barrel perfectly without hitting the top. And this one will work by, let me try to show you, it has this thing that you can pull out, so you can rotate this and it's out. This is called the foldable mini converter, so you can see this part is out, the plunge, and now you can do that and pull ink inside the pen, and then you just fold this part like that and it will be there. It won't go back because this little knob will not allow it to be depressed, and it is perfectly safe. So what happens is that it spares all this space you can see there. So it takes the same amount of ink as this converter, but without the problem of the length of this part that will be depressed when you close the pen. In this case, we'll fold that and it won't be, it stays there. So I may make some a better video about this, just talking about it, because I think it's interesting, and I think that's also why Kaweco sent me these. This is a nice innovation. It costs around 8 euros, which is also the price of the regular one. This, I think this is nicer in the way it looks, but it will not work inside the Lilliput. So if you want to have a piston or a converter at all for Lilliput, which is reliable and safe, only that new one is safe. This one is especially beautiful, and it is very nice when you have transparent barrels in your Kaweco Sport pens. So this is it. Let's go to the next item. Which one do you want first, this or this? I'm not sure. Okay, let's go for the Piston Sport. Piston Sport. I have to say that this is my opinion, I prefer cartridge pens to piston filled pens. But I know the community of Kaweco already asked for it a lot. We want Piston Sports like the old ones, and Kaweco did that in a very, very perfect way. They didn't try to emulate the older ones. They made a balance between the older ones and respecting the size and all the things of the new ones. So we have a very interesting neat little tube like that. I think it's nice. You see there, Piston Sport Classic, and made in Germany, tried and trusted, and it is and you have here the description, the Kaweco, I'm not sure if you can read it. The Kaweco Piston Sport Classic is made of high quality plastic in Germany. Thanks to its clever piston mechanism, the ink can be directly drawn into the fountain pen's integrated ink chamber. So that's the general principle of a piston-filled pen. So a little rubber band. Here we have all that talk about Kaweco brand and explaining how their writing instruments work. So by the way, let me see if they did that. I think it's not a very nice thing to say that because they sent me a pen, but I really need to say that they don't. Sorry, I can't say that. I was about to say, that's why you should always read things to the end before saying stupid things. So they have all the filling things for the pencils and fountain pens and cartridges and so on. And I thought, okay, but they don't have the instructions for the piston. Yes, they have. It's here, the instructions for the piston version of the sport pen. So they really updated this little booklet, and we have the usual black sticker, which is kind of rolled up to fit inside this tube. So let's take the pen out and let's see what we have here. So this pen was something that people asked a lot for, and a few months ago, I don't know how many, my life has been strange, and if you tell me if it has been a year, I may believe that. I'm not really sure. Kaweco released the Piston Sport AL in aluminium black. So it is a Kaweco Sport with piston filler like that, made of aluminium with a blind cap that comes off, and you have this turning knob with the little logo there and a steel nib, and it's not an inexpensive pen. I don't think it's that expensive also, but you have all the kinds of opinions out there. Some people say it's too expensive. I can talk about that one day, but I'll come back to that in a moment. So, and it has an integrated clip. Now they released the Classic Sport version of the Piston Sport, and it is lighter. It has the same kind of feel in everything, the same kind of cap, the golden trim because it is a Classic Sport, so it has the gold thing. It has a metal band there on the end of the barrel like the aluminium Sport. It has a blind cap, but like every aluminium pen and every plastic pen, this one doesn't have this knurled part and this one has, which kind of makes sense for to help us to unscrew this part. You unscrew this and you have the pen with ink chamber, and then you have a logo there. You can rotate these to fill the pen, and that's it. I'll try to have a really accurate measure of the amount of ink it takes inside, just to reply to some things, to some comments there. I think it's important. So this is the pen. Let me see. You can, like that one, you can screw the cap. You can not screw. If you have the pen and you want to fill it, you just have to remove the cap. You put it on the bottom of the pen, you unscrew, and you'll take off that blind cap. You can do this to avoid to avoid losing the blind cap because it's loose. You can do it the regular way. I usually do that, but if you want to be safe, you'll do like that. You usually don't lose the cap, so you then press it again and it's ready to go. So this is how you fill the pen, with a blind cap, not with a turning knob as usually you do. And it makes kind of sense, because if you do it the other way, you could actually turn the knob when posting the pen, and Kaweco Sport pens are made to be posted. So that could happen eventually. This is a way to prevent that. They need to have a blind cap Otherwise you could rotate these without expecting. Of course, they could make this slimmer to allow the cap to be posted without touching that part, but then this pen would be different from the other sports, and they wanted to make the same kind of pen, same kind of look, same kind of feel. So that's something that they needed to do. Also, they had to make a different nib unit for this. I think this is the case with this one. I didn't open this one, but maybe I'll show you that. So the nib unit is slightly different. Nib size is the same, but at least on the outside, but the unit is a little bit different. I showed you before, if you want to exchange nibs, you need to have the same unit, or you can just exchange the nib inside this new color. So it can be made. So you have here, they are very similar. Now for comparison, because people say always lots of stuff that this is wrong and they should have made it another way, it should have been cheaper and so on. Okay, let me tell you that they already have this model, which is the Kaweco Classic Sport, which is the base for this one. It's also interesting. I wonder if the plastic is the same, because the blackness, is that a word? The blackness of the plastic is not the same. Interesting. I may ask about that. So you can see the pens are very, very, very similar. It's the same model, the Classic Sport with gold trim. The only difference on the outside is that this one has the gold ring and metal ring, and one has a window, an ink window there, and the other one doesn't. And now, which cap is for which pen? I don't remember. Now I wonder if I exchange those, but they fit. Yes, I exchanged those. I think this is the one there, and this is the one there, because they both fit. Now I'm not really sure. It's interesting. I may try to see that when I do the video, when I edit the video, but I think this is the right way. Either way, it means that the cap really fits. Let me just check it by the light here. Yes, I think I have the right version. So it means the parts are completely interchangeable. So as I was saying, they have the Classic Sport like that. It's a very inexpensive pen. I think less than 30 euros, and this one will cost around 75 euros. So you can say it is very expensive for a plastic pen. Some people say that, and there are other brands that make piston filler pens more or less expensive. I have to say this in defense of Kaweco. First, I don't think their original plan, since they restarted the brand in the 1990s, was to make again a piston pen, because cartridges were the thing. And it's kind of the most modern most modern filling system. But people asked for this pen, and to have this pen in the way they engineered it, which it meant they didn't make a new pen. They picked up this model and they decided we have to make all the inside parts to fit this pre-existing model. So they had to make a kind of a reverse engineering to make this. This was not easy, I know. So I understand it's not cheap. I think we cannot always complain about everything. That's my opinion. Of course we can, because we are the consumers, we can complain. But in a way, we may say that we wanted a piston pen that was more inexpensive than what it actually is. But 75 euros is not inexpensive, but if you want, we can have exactly the same writing experience with this pen. You put one of these little converters if you want to pull from the bottle, or you put cartridges, or you can refill cartridges with a syringe. So if you want this pen with the same kind of nib, with the same kind of Maybe this is a little heavier, but not much. So if you want to have the same kind of writing experience, you have the Classic Sport. If you want to have a piston filler pen, you have to pay more. I don't think that's that strange, but people sometimes get a little bit furious about the prices and stuff, but in a way, as a brand, they deliver options for all kind of price points. So I think we can live with that. So again, I wanted to show this. This is the Classic Sport, the base for this one. As you can see, the biggest difference between these two is that this one doesn't have the integrated clip. Before, we had at one point the Luxe, the Sport Luxe, which is an acrylic pen, a very nice one, and it is a cartridge pen. This, for me, I think this is the kind of the perfect sport. This blind cap is not a blind cap, it's nothing, it's just the tip of the pen, and it has a weight there to make the pen heavier. So fun to see all the kinds of different blacks. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I can. So you'll see that this one is very similar to that one, but made of a plastic resin, and this one is plastic also, but doesn't have the clip integrated. These two are cartridge pens, these two are piston filled pens. And if you want to see an old one, some people try to show the comparison with the V-nibbed ones, and they say, oh, but they were more streamlined and so on. But we have to think about another thing again. Kaweco made the new Sport, this model, based on the older version of the Sport, something like that. So they didn't make on the versions from the 1970s, and people find usually the piston filler Sports, they find the ones from the 70s, and they say they wanted their pens to be like those. Actually, Kaweco went the other way. They evolved, but they came back when they restarted the brand to this kind of very generic initial model, which is kind of this one. They had even previous versions, and this previous version is very, very similar to that one. As you can see, it has some kind of a guilloche pattern engraved, or guilloche pattern. It has the logo there. It has an integrated clip. You have the ink window. Yes, I let the ink dry inside, my fault, absolutely. I wanted to make a video comparing these and I didn't, but I will make now. You have the nib, the section, everything like that. You have a blind cap, not a turning knob, and then the turning knob is inside the blind cap, doesn't have the logo there. So if you see, the new pen is more similar to that one. And they didn't go for the exact same model because they decided if our reincarnation of the 90s, of the pen from the 40s or the 50s was this one, we will make these other versions and not from the 30s, and so they need to bring all that back. And you can see I also brought the Kaweco Classic Sport in black, the guilloche pattern that they made, and you can see that this is also a modern pen. I think it's still available, I'm not sure. And you can see it's kind of the same, with even the same pattern engraved. So they are always, I would say, respecting their tradition, and sometimes we just want something else. In my opinion, they are coherent, and I'm not saying that because they sent me the pens. I'm saying that because I really like the brand, I collect Kaweco Sports, and I think this all makes perfect sense. And yes, it could have made perfect sense if they went the other way around and they did the model based on the 1970s version, but I think they made this decision and they are sticking to it. So, just for the people that said the modern Kaweco Sports didn't have any piston filler pens before the AL Sport, it's not really completely true, because in the 2000s, or I don't remember if it was year 2000 or a little previously, still in the 1990s, they made this Combinatic version, which is a celluloid pen. It was available in blue, also with a pencil that mechanical pencil that would go there on the blind cap and fit there. So they made this on blue celluloid, which is a beautiful celluloid that was not made by Kaweco, but it was made by Visconti, and they also had this beautiful green with also, you can see there, ink window and a beautiful nib, also by Visconti. So there were modern, from the post 1990s, Kaweco Sport pens with pistons. There were, and there are also pre 1990s Kaweco Sport with cartridges. So we are also talking, the true Kaweco was like that. No, we shouldn't be talking about the true Kaweco, how it should be, because actually Kaweco has been lots of stuff throughout the times, and they have to stick with some solutions, and I think they are doing a great job. This is my opinion. Of course, you can disagree, and you can disagree in the comments, and we can talk about that. Okay, so just for comparison, this is the Sport, the AL Sport, this is the new Classic Sport, this is the Vintage Sport, which is nice because it's even smaller and it is a little girthier, at least at the end. And then it tapers down. It's kind of interesting. And just for comparison, some other black pens with piston. This is the Pelikan M150, so a small Pelikan. We have the Omas Milord, which is a little bit bigger, and this is faceted pen. All these have twisting knobs there, not blind caps. And we have, of course, the two, the Montblanc 149, Master Stuck 149, beautiful large pen, and we have the Wing Sung 630, which is kind of a really a copy or a clone of the Montblanc 149. A very nice pen also, and you can see these are the blind caps, my black blind cap pens. And I also have this one, which is my black piston filled pens. This is one that I received recently from Divine Design. It is Divine Design Berlin 1920 piston, and it is a piston filled pen, and it is also more on the inexpensive side, I would say, but maybe then I'll have to make some videos about prices and compare, and we'll see that maybe this is not that expensive when we compare with maybe these pens. So I have it here. So this is the overview about the unboxing. I can make, I'll make a review because I want to talk about these in further detail too. And maybe I'll need to make some other videos around all the story and my opinions about if this is the right way or the wrong way. I don't have that right. I'm not a judge, but I have that right as a consumer to say that I find this a good evolution or not. So these are my ideas about this pen. This is not my ideas, but mostly the unboxing, a very long unboxing, as you already know that I always tend to do. So let's put these aside and let's go back to the other stuff I have here. And the other stuff is the new Kaweco collection pen. The new Kaweco collection pen, it's an AL Sport, which means it is a Kaweco AL Sport made of aluminum with the sticker, the little leaflet, comes inside of the plastic wrap, and it is called Kaweco Collection Olivine, and it is a beautiful, beautiful color. It is a very subdued green. It's beautiful with gold trim. So it's a cartridge pen with the usual, this is kind of annoying, the royal blue ink cartridge. I have lots of those laying around. It would be nice if they put a green one, but it's not really that important. Gold colored, gold plated steel nib. So this is a beautiful pen. This is one of the smooth finish of the AL Sports. There are several finishes. I think this is one of the nicest colors. When I saw the photos online, I actually thought this would be kind of a mirrored version, but it's not. It's more like a satin version. And now let's go for some comparisons, because I may not have much to say about this one after I talked about that, but this is a very nice one. I'll leave links below also for the, as usual, for Kaweco website and for Apple Bloom store, where I have my affiliate account, so you'll help my channel if you buy from there. So to compare this color with other colors, it's not easy. I didn't see these in person, and I brought my kind of greenish pens here to the table just to show. So I brought the metal green pens to compare with, and one that is more immediate to make the comparison, one of those is the Pelikan Evergreen, which is an interesting pen. And it's very hard to find. It was a special release from a few years ago. I lost my account of when things were released. I will try to go back to my Kaweco Madness website and to my database, but I still didn't have the time. I will try to do it. So it is a very interesting color, I think, and it's completely different green. It's not even comparable. This is the Olivine, so I thought that I could bring the Kaweco collection olive green, but this is a plastic one. It's not easy to compare, and you can see it's not the same kind of stuff. It's really different. Let's take this away because it's not metal. So again, let's go again for the metal pens. I have the June Bright something blue, a special edition for many years ago, and it's kind of more blue, but compared with blue it looks green. So it's kind of a difficult color to assess. I have here, so this is not comparable, I have here the Midnight Green, yes, and I have the Aurora, which are the same color basically, but with a slight difference on the engraving, and you can see they are not the same at all. They are also kind of a very dark blue till greenish kind of color. Let me just put this one here for some kind of comparison. I have the AC Sport green, and you can see it's also very different. This is, though they have very different kinds of aluminum pens. This one has the metal kind of sand blasted. It means it doesn't have a real texture, but it is a matte finish. This is a satin finish. These are also the more rough finish like that one, and this is also the same kind, although less rough. Anyway, not the same color at all. We have another pen that you may want to compare, which is the Kaweco Collection Lilliput Green. And the Lilliput Green is not at all the same kind of color. It's also very, very different. It will get maybe in between those. And I have the final Kaweco color here. It is the AL Sport Explorer, an interesting pen. I like it. Also special release for the Benelux a few years ago, and I think in a way this is the most comparable one. But this one has a matte finish, that one has a silky finish. It's not the same, but I would say this is the closest for comparison, is the Explorer. So now go and search for this one. It is almost impossible to find also because it's sold out. But I would say this is the closest thing there is in Kaweco for that color. And now regarding other brands, because I also like to do that with other brands and models, let's put these all together. They're all on camera, yes. So I have the Lamy All-Star Charged Green. Very different kind of green, but I think it's the same kind of thought. It's kind of a smooth satin finish, but a more yellow, warm, lighter color. I also have here some other stuff. The Rotring Esprit, which is this telescopic pen, which I find always very, very fun. And it is more gray. I have the Gravitas pocket pen. I like this pen. I almost never use it because there is a copper version that I always prefer. And it is also green, but it is a matte green, not the same kind. I also have a Lamy pen, another Lamy pen, Lamy Ion Green, which is a darker green. I'm only bringing here metal pens, except for this Kaweco. I have the Mahjong or Moonman, however you call them, and this is the A1, which is their version of the Pilot capless, and this is a green, but it's not a comparable green. Also, you can see it. And finally, I have this one, which I think it's kind of similar. This is the Parker Sonnet. I'm not sure how this color is called, but I would say it is the best match of them all. So it is the Parker Sonnet regarding the color and finish. Although the finish is not the same, but it is smooth and reflective, and for the color alone, I would say this is the Explorer. So you have this very long unboxing video, and I'm sure someone will say, that's not an unboxing, you spend too much time talking around, showing pens, and not making one single writing sample. I know that. That's the way I make these videos, and I think there's no way around it. I like to do this way. I just like to talk, go to the history, show color comparisons, and that's what I do. And then I may make some other videos about specific details about the pens. So these are the new pens. I forgot to tell you, these cost around 95 euros. So links will be below. The new Kaweco Piston Sport Classic Black, the new Kaweco Collection Olivine, and the new mini converter foldable. So this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Once again, thank you to Kaweco for sending me this stuff, and thank you all for watching such a long video. So see you next video. I hope it's soon. Bye.